Okay, now we're going to work on one of the worksheets for Unit 2. And the worksheet for which the first question is, decide whether the statement makes sense. So I got pulled over by a police officer for speeding. I was going 150 kiloliters per second. Well, no, it doesn't make sense, because a kiloliter is a measure of volume, not of rate of speed. So no. Number 2. Oh yes, we've got to multiply 10 to the second times 10 to the ninth. And this the information about this exponents can be found on page 100. And so anytime you multiply like bases, you add the exponents, so 2 plus 9, and that equals 10 to the 11th. Okay, for number 3, what a 3. For number 3, the question is, a baby weighs 8.9 pounds, how many ounces is that? You can find the conversion ounces to pounds on page 97, and so we've got 8.9 pounds lbs, and we're going to use dimensional analysis or unit analysis, whatever you prefer to call it, and we know there's 16 ounces to a pound. Now the pounds divide out, and the product of those two values is 142.4 ounces. Good. Number 4. And, we have to, the question is, state how much larger or smaller the first unit is than the second. Well, grams and milligrams. Well, a gram, and by the way, the information for this is on page 99. And a gram is, 1 gram is equivalent to 1,000 milligrams, which equals 10 to the 3rd milligrams. So our answer is A, isn't it? So for 5, convert the measurement. Okay, 21 feet to meters. 21 feet, and we're going to use dimensional analysis. And there's, let's see, 0.3, I beg your pardon, yeah, 0.3048 meters in 1 foot. And so now the feet divide out, and our product is going to be 6.4 meters. Okay, let's go on to 6. So for 6, and by the way, the information for 6 is on page 103, and we've got to convert 60 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius. So the temperature in Fahrenheit equals 60 degrees Fahrenheit. And so the formula is the temperature in Celsius equals 5/9 times the temperature in Fahrenheit minus 32, and we'll leave out the units of degrees. So the temperature in Celsius is going to be 5/9 times 60 minus 32. So the temperature in Celsius equals 5/9 times, and that's going to be 28 28, difference of 60 and 32 is 28. So the temperature in Celsius equals is going to be 5 times 28 is 140 divided by 9, which equals 15.56 degrees Celsius. And we've done it. Now let's go on to number 7. And this has to do with density. And density equals mass over volume. And the information on density is on page 106. So the density equals, and we're talking about 14 grams of something over 35 cubic centimeters, and that's going to reduce because 7 goes into 14 twice and into 35 5 times, grams per centimeter cubed. And in decimal form, that's going to be 0.4 grams per cubic centimeter. You don't have to write it in decimal form. You can leave it in fraction form, but it's got to be reduced to the, it's got to be reduced. Yeah. Okay, let's go on to number 8. And what does this have to do with? Oh, suppose eggplant. Yes, a conversion. We've got to convert kilograms to pounds, I believe. And that is on page 101. Page 101, those conversions. You can find them there. So we've got 1.24 blat, call it a B, per kilogram. And we're going to convert blats to dollars first, and so there's $1 is worth 1.37 blats, so 1.37 blats, and that's going to be $1. Now we've got to convert kilograms to pounds, and so there's kilograms. 1 kilogram per 2.205 pounds, 2.205 lbs. And now the kilograms divide out, the units of blats divide out, and we've got this product, and it equals 41 cents per pound. So $0.41 per pound. Yeah, per pound. Good, let's do number 9. And number 9, your electric bill. Oh, I see. Yeah, and the information for this can be found on page 104, and that's converting watts to joules and kilowatt hours to joules. So your electric bill states that you used 890 kilowatt hours of energy in January. 890 kilowatt hours in January. Put that over 1. And determine your total electric energy use in joules. Well, it turns out there's 1 kilowatt hour per 3.6 million joules. And so the kilowatt hours divide out, now we have to multiply it 890 times 3.6 million, and what we get is 3 billion 204 million. And 3 more zeros, joules. Oh, big number. That's 3204. Oh, so let's do 10. How many quarts are in 59 barrels of water? Well, we've got 59 barrels over 1. And it turns out, and by the way, this information can be found on page 97, and there's 31 gallons of liquid per barrel, B. And then we've got, and how many quarts? Okay, there's 4 quarts to the gallon. Dimensional analysis. Now the barrels divide out, the gallons divide out, and we have the product of 59, 31, and 4, and that's going to be 7,316 quarts. So how are we doing? Let's see. We've got to solve this thing. We've got to simplify it. There's no equal sign there, so I'm not going to use the word solve. 10 to the third times 10 to the negative 6. Well, this is, go to page 100. And now if we multiply like bases, we simply add the exponents, and that's going to be 3 minus 6, and that's going to be 10 to the negative third, isn't it? And one more. We have one more to do. Okay, and another, this is 12, and this also, has to do with exponents, page 100. And we've got 10 to the second divided by 10 to the fifth, and that's going to be 10 to the second times 10 to the negative fifth. When we change the location of the base, we change the sign on the exponent. Now we add the signs because we have like bases. And again, we get 10, 2 minus 5 is 10 to the negative 3, don't we? And we're done.